Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic Remastered. This time we'll continue our look at the cars of the Project A-Spec mod with the 1989 Ford Transit long wheelbase, aka the Jaguar XJ220 Test Mule. This is of course the marquee car of the 1.2 update, apart from the Formula 1 cars of course, was this, the XJ220's Test Mule, which famously featured on Top Gear in the Aussie drag race, if you remember that. Basically what this is Jaguar needed a place to test the XJ220, and for some reason they put the engine and drivetrain into a transit van. I guess because it's a fairly long vehicle, that was sort of the idea behind it, and so as a result this exists, and now we have a Ford Transit in Gran Turismo 2, which I think is a really good development, you know, so good on Jaguar for doing this, and good on the A-Spec team for adding this as well, because it is a ridiculous vehicle. Now, speaking of ridiculous, the XJ220, when we had it go round in its normal non-van guise, was ridiculously quick. In fact, that car's still in 13th place currently. However, this is probably not going to be that quick. There is, of course, a weight penalty to the fact this is an van. This car is also not aerodynamic in any way, shape, or form. And, well, I think that's it, yeah. And also you can't really see over it, as you'll see in a second, which is a bit more of an issue for me. Anyways, mid-engine rear-wheel drive, 925 horsepower, 1,683 kilograms. Probably one of the craziest cars we're ever going to have go around the course, so I'm looking forward to this one. As you can see, there's a bit of an issue with visibility in this. Anyways, to find out how quick the Ford Transit's long wheelbase is, it is going to have 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track in order to get the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Suzuki Escudo Pikes Peak version. That car set a time of 25.696. This one is unlikely to beat that. In terms of where this is going to go, we did mention the XJ220, that set a 27.8. So far upon driving this, I don't think that's going to be matched by the van version of this. If I can get it to the low 29s, I will be more than happy with this vehicle's performance. But right now, it is weird to drive. I suppose because it's really low to the ground. Although the XJ220 was also low, it does not like the bumps whatsoever, which is weird because that's the one thing you'd sort of hope the Transit van would be good at. The Ghost is going to become a problem in this vehicle. I can see that straight away. Maybe the key for this is to set your fastest lap before the Ghost has a chance to appear, because otherwise you are screwed in this one. For anyone saying, yeah, I know you can technically turn the Ghost off, but I quite like having the full-scale Ghost there. There's a good representative for how quick the lap has been so far. And I also use it to give me pointers on where I can go quicker on the next laps as well, in case you are curious on that one. That's why it's left on, pretty much. Yeah, it gets this sort of sudden... I appreciate the turbo on this is massive, but I don't remember the XJ220 doing this. When you come off the grass, you get a sort of massive spike in the turbo, and then it sort of throws the direction of the car completely off, which is interesting. So, overall, on that front, not great. Speaking of not great, the batteries in this controller have just died, which is phenomenal. That's that problem solved now. Yeah, in case you, for some reason, don't know, Xbox controllers these days, when the batteries start going, I think to try and conserve some extra life out of them, they stop vibrating, which is incredibly annoying. Not that it would have mattered anyway, because we just clatter the wall, because I can't see over this thing. Yeah, this is a ridiculous vehicle. You can see there, it just sort of spikes and goes that way, almost like it's being AI controlled. It's really weird. Not a pleasant vehicle to drive overall. It does have to be said, the XJ220. I was sort of hoping this would be a little bit quicker than that, but yeah, I mean, look at it, it is magnificent to look at, just to be clear, but in terms of getting a lap time out of it, it is a little bit more problematic. Speaking of problematic, how am I going to get a thumbnail of that? I guess I'll worry about that later. Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, there is time in that, definitely. I think there's probably a really early 29 in there somewhere, but it's just completely and utterly undrivable. Basically, that's the TLDR of it. It is a complete farce to drive around this course. It's ridiculous. I mean, you'd expect it to be because it's a Ford Transit van with an XJ220 engine in it, but that's how it goes. Anyways, a 29.433 is going to place this into 168th place. Goes in between the Venturi Atlantic 400 GT and the Toyota Supra CDMA 1 Turismo. It is still quicker than a 97 Corolla rally car, a Camaro SS, WRX wagon, the Subaru Forester. It's quicker than a Mitsubishi Legnum Super VR4. All of those cars should be immensely disappointed by that. Interestingly, it's also quicker than the Citroen Sport BX Super Turismo that we drove, and it's quicker than the Ferrari 355 Berlinetta. So it's definitely not a slow vehicle, which is interesting. It is sort of fractionally slower than a Vectra M12 and the Venturi. So yeah, it's an interesting one. You got a bunch of mid-engine supercars there. They're just in very different ways now. Yeah, in case you're curious, it is exactly 2 seconds slower around this track than the XJ220, which I think makes sense. To be honest, yeah, I don't know. It's a hard one. If you judge it as an XJ220, it did terribly. If you judge it as a Ford Transit with an XJ220 engine in it, it did fantastic. But either way, it was an absolute blast to drive, so that's the important part. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time when I will be driving something completely different. Until then, farewell.